What did I say, y'all? I told y'all, man. This show stuck the landing, man. Welcome, everyone. Shout out to everyone that joined me on the watch party. We watched it live about 10 minutes ago, whatever the case may be. And we are here to talk about this finale, man. The finale of The Penguin, season 1, episode 8. I believe the title was A Great or Little Things. Where do we even start? Man, I just want to start by saying, and we'll break it all down again. Full spoilers. Again, if you're joining the live, thank you. Hit the like button, share, leave your thoughts in the comment section. I would appreciate it. Let's have a good time. But I just want to start by saying it's not an easy feat to. Let's just think about this. Penguin, I would say I'm a Batman fan. Grew up a Batman fan. Love the character and love. I think he has the best rogues gallery. No disrespect to Spider-Man and the others out there, but in my humble opinion, Batman has the best rogues gallery. And the Penguin, for those that are initiated, they know how important the Penguin is. He's a pretty top tier villain for Batman. But in the grand scheme of things, he's maybe not the most popular, villain. So when you get him in the Batman, he has a supporting role, and does a phenomenal job in doing so. Colin Farrell is great in the role. And when you hear he's going to have a series, you say to yourself, is that necessary? Why does the Penguin need a TV show? But you say, I'm okay, I'm gonna let them cook. Matt Reeves doing a good job. HBO, great, streaming service. Give him a chance. And as the show gets geared up, hire writers, directors, and it's on HBO. And here we are, 8 weeks later. And I am happy to report, at least for me, I'm just speaking for myself, this was one of the best pieces of Batman, like anything, as far as TV shows and movies go. This is up there. This is one of the best shows, I think, on television this year. Not a weak episode. Maybe some moments that might have been questionable. Maybe some things you wanted to elaborate on a little bit more. But nonetheless, Sopranos meets The Wire meets Breaking Bad in the world of Gotham and Batman. Phenomenal performances, well written, great character depths, and just a phenomenal show. And to tie it all together, you got to have a good finale and end things off in a way that makes you satisfied. And I think for me personally, this was one of the best finales I've seen in a very long time. And this goes for movies as well. There's been some movies lately, some great movies that I've seen that just, it's hard to stick the landing. It really is. But they did it. What a finale, man. What a freaking finale. But we'll get into it all. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Let's see what we're talking about here, man. We got Kiki saying what an ending. I agree. Tyrion, again, man, it's so good to see you. It's been a while. I hope you're doing good. I'm gonna need to check into rehab tonight. You and me both, brother. But I'm glad you're doing well. It's good to see you in the chat. It's been a minute, man. A fate, worth, and death betrayal. Ooh, bars. So you had to subject yourself through the torture twice. So you had yeah, I've seen this episode 3 times now. I knew it was coming, but damn, Vic. You did good, kid. You did good. We're going to talk about that. I think that's one of the most tragic, heartbreaking deaths that I've seen in a long time, man. And we'll talk about the scene, but just to kind of, the whole season and also the whole episode was Vic looking out for Oz. Where's Oz? Is he okay? And giving him the speech. And when he was stitching it, we'll get to the scene. But the thing that gets me is when he was like crying. Like, this is Oz. He said this is his family. This is like his dad, essentially, right? Or his big brother. And he's like, oh, Oz, what do you... It's heartbreaking, man. It's pretty tragic. And if you guys haven't noticed, we're talking spoilers. Click it in. But let's break it all down, man. Start from the top and work our way to the bottom. So first off, we open the episode following up from episode 7, where we know Julian and Sophia have Frances under their wing. They have her hostage, and they're using the machine to kind of dig into her mental. I talked about it last week in my breakdown that, it's easy to kill a character, but it's worse to make them feel the pain, to draw it out, right? So we know how important Frances is to Oz, and to dig into her memory bank and to pull out that tragedy with Benny and Jack is something that we see come to full fruition in this opening scene, and this show knows how to kick off an episode. So we see Rex Calabrese, which, by the way, I was obviously it's not going to be confirmed, but I was thinking in my mind, man, Rex Calabrese is going to be Oz's dad because he has the black hair. Obviously, Jack and Benny had different hairstyles and probably have different dads. We don't know who Oz's dad is. I'm led to believe that it's Rex. I think Rex is his son because the way that we see Rex come to, Frances' house and checking on her, like, and I mean, I know in the scene he says, he needs a father figure, and he's like, it's you, but I don't know. I still have a inkling that they hooked up back in the day, and that's Oz's dad. But anyway, he's there to try to cheer her up, try to pay for the funeral, trying to get her out of the house. And Frances is just like, she's broken at this point. Obviously, again, she lost her kid, her 2 boys. And let me tell you something right now. I did not see this coming. So she's talking to Rex and she's telling him that Oz is just needy. I thought that I was enough, that I was enough to be able to give Oz attention, give Jack attention, give Vinny attention, but it wasn't enough for Oz. She pulls out the little Georgie flashlight from it, and she knew. She knew that her son, little Jeffrey Dahmer Jr., had, and we talked about in my breakdown last week, that was it intentional, was it unintentional? I think it was. I don't think he premeditated that it was going to rain that day in Gotham. He was going to take his brother. They want to play it. His mom was going to send them out. They were going to go to the tunnels. I don't think it was premeditated, but again, he locked them in there, not knowing it was going to flood. But when he kept checking behind, he was like looking like, where are they? Like he could have told he could have told his mom. But again, obviously we know what happens. But she knew. She knew the whole time that her son Oz was responsible for the death of his brothers. And there's one thing when you're a kid, especially with that type of weight, to not tell your parent what happened, but then to sit on it for all those years. I'm talking about both of them too, by the way, Oz and his mom. Sit on that truth, that secret. And it makes me, I can't wait to rewatch this series, but like you think about all the interactions they had and how like, the first time he goes to see her and, we obviously find out she's suffering from some type of illness. The love and the care is there. And she has love for Oz. Obviously, it broke down towards the end, but she had a love for her son. That's no question about that. But what was it? As we kind of, let's pivot. Let's go into this next scene, right? We see her setting up the plan. Rex suggests it's only two things you could do with a devil's son like you have, little Damien. You can use him. He can be powerful. I mean, he can make you money. He can get you, he can be great, right? That's what he says. And you can use the obsession that he has over you to your advantage. Or number 2, we're dealing with the mafia here. So let me change my accent, huh? You can whack him. You can get rid of him. I'm sorry if y'all can hear my dog. He's getting comfortable, but get rid of Oz. Get rid of him. And she is interested in that option. So we go to the club. We see it from her perspective. He says, Oz notices he's at the bar. Like, oh, my hero's here. She's, he's going to take you home later tonight. The thing that got me in this moment very early on, he looks at his mom and says, Ma, I know you miss him, and I miss him too. You talking about the brothers you accidentally killed? You and look at the face on her. Look at the face. She's like, this mother. So he says that, and she's at the point she's she's going along like just making it worse for yourself, Oz. You're digging yourself a deeper hole. So then he turns around, looks at her, and this little man. First off, this actor is phenomenal. The casting is just spot on. Oz has been talking his way out of death since he was a kid. Now he didn't know he was gonna, there was gonna be a hit job on him potentially, but he was able to talk his mom into not going through with the plan. Which I said it in a watch along, and I said it in my breakdown, which will be available on the channel that you guys can watch after this live stream. But I said it in the video. Why didn't she go through with it? Was it because she's a mother who just lost her 2 boys, and now she doesn't want to lose another boy, and then on top of that, be responsible for the death of her 3rd son? Is that one reason? Or is the other reason is because Oz the talking salesman who can talk his way out of death itself every single time. He thrives on that, right? Whenever his back is against the corner, he's swinging and he finds a way out. Was it Little Oz pitching? I'm gonna be the supporter of the house. I'm gonna get money. I'm gonna be the man of the house. I'm gonna get you everything you need, Ma. Is it the pitch that he sold her, the lifestyle that he sold her that changed her mind? Or was it a column A and column B situation? It's like, I don't want to kill my son. What kind of mom would that make me? But he's also spending some game. I could take advantage of this, like Rex suggested. What was it that kept her from doing the deed of taking out little Dahmer Jr.? Let me know. But what a phenomenal scene. What a great way to kick off the episode. And again, it just adds so much to their relationship, to their complex dynamic of a father, of a mother and a son. She knew, man, this whole time. Man, what a great way to open up the show. Let me see what you guys are talking about here. Sorry if I'm distracted every now and then. My dog, he's always, shout out to my dog, I love him, but he's like a little, to a lesser degree, like Oz. If I don't give my dog attention, he's doing something like Oz. He's getting himself in some trouble. So I'm just trying to keep an eye on him. If you guys been on the channel, you know how Thor is. I'm always. Anyway, shout out to my dog owners out there. But anyway, great opening. Let's see what you guys are talking about here. And then we'll get back to the breakdown. Let's see. Let me go all the way up here. Let me see. Tyrion says, one of the best shows come out this year. Some great series. Yeah, man, it's definitely in top of my shows this year. We'll talk about that. Is he redeemable? I haven't read the Joker graphic novel 2008 featuring Johnny Frost and had noticed the parallels between. Oh, interesting. Shout out to Edward with the comic pool. Aaron, we'll get to that, man. We will break that down, my friend. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. That face had it straight evil. He looked at his mom and said, I know you miss him, Mom. So do I. Okay. Isn't that the same kid from the Ted movie? First Ted, I don't know. I know he was in a movie on Apple TV like 4 or 5 years ago with Justin Timberlake. Palmer, I think was the name of it. And he was great in that. And I'm so glad that I don't know if he's been in other things, but what is his name? Alan something. But yeah, that kid he's got a bright future. Kid's got it. But yeah, let's see. I know I'm late, but I called the Batman. Said, listen, Joel, we're gonna get to it, my friend. Listen, I saw the episode like 3 or 4 times. The first time I saw that, it was like I'm covering the film festival here in St. Louis. I got home pretty late and I was like hyped. I wanted to watch, something else. And I watched it. It was like 2:00 in the morning, man. I almost screamed. There was 2 moments I almost screamed. It's just, we'll talk about Selena Kyle, little name drop. And then that bat signal, I was wilding the hell out. I love that little stinger at the end there. That was great. But let's get back to the breakdown, man. Shout out to all 30 of you all watching live. I know it's been a while since I've been live, man. It's been like 3 or 4 months. Of course, I've made videos throughout those times, shorts and all that stuff, but I haven't been live in a while. So I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button if you can. Hit the share button if you can. I would love to get as many Batman, Penguin fans into the discussion tonight. And leave your thoughts in the comments. I'll try to get to them as often as I can. Don't have to do it, but if you guys want to do a super chat, it makes it easier to siphon through the comments and also supports the channel. So by all means, super chats are available and open. And subscribe, man. Like, I don't know where you guys are watching this from. You could be watching at home, at work, at school, wherever the case may be, your phone, your television. If this is your first time here, man, consider subscribing. Got a lot of great content on the channel. At least I do. At least I think I do. So subscribe. But anyway, to our regular schedule program. So Vic is on the move. He's, like I told y'all, man, he's been looking out for Oz this whole season, but in particularly in this episode, he's gathered the gangs, to the army that Oz was looking for, takes him to Crown Point. They see the explosion, the aftermath of the explosion, and the rest of them are like, bro, we don't care about Oz. We just care about our product. The bliss is gone. So the deal's gone, essentially, right? But Vic if you notice in this episode, and gradually throughout the season, and I called this, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I'm gonna do this real quick. I said in episode 1, I was like, Vic with this whole stutter and his mannerisms, I felt like he was gonna be a character that's gonna eventually come into his own, become the man, right? And we see that throughout the season, and we see that in this episode. Like, he is talking to the gangs, right? He's like, y'all a bunch of cowards, yada yada yada. You got your Gigantes, the Maronis, the Falcons doing all this. You need to step up. And one of the guys was like, dude, I'm about to shout out to Link, man. Link was a real one. He looked out for Vic a couple times in this episode, but that was one of them. He was like, listen, dude, you hit him in the stomach, like, pipe down, dude. You don't want to, die for saying the wrong thing. So shout out to Link. But, Vic speaks up to them. They eventually leave. He goes into the chaos. He sees Zeke, I think was the character's name, the electrician. Zeke tells him that Oz, and the first thing he says to Zeke, where's Oz? Is he okay? Is he alive? Keep that in mind for a little bit later, and it makes it hurt even more when you think about it. He says he's alive, and again, Vic tells him he's like family. And like I said, when you think about everything he did throughout the season, everything he did throughout this finale, it just makes that little last thing that happens hurt even more. But as we move along, Vic is on his way to find them. But in the meantime, listen, dude, Sofia Gigante is looking pretty spicy. Listen, man, she shout out to Cristin Milioti. She's so great. Anyway, she set up this effed up family therapy session with the Cobb family. And I feel like she's reflecting, she's setting up this family meeting because she never got this opportunity, right? She never got the opportunity to confront her father with the lies and deception and the betrayal, right? She never got that opportunity to confront him. So she's using this opportunity to use the Cobb family as a effed up way to kind of get some type of closure in a sense, right? But also destroying Oz at the same time. So she sets up this meeting, and her whole goal is, you want the truth? You can't handle the truth. She has Francis there. Obviously, Oz is there. She tells this whole story about a baby bird. And obviously, it's a metaphor describing Oz and his brothers. And then, the most effed up thing was the baby mom. The bird of the mom didn't do anything to the little bird that killed the big bird. Again, relating this to Oz and his mom and the situation. And Francis didn't do anything. Didn't do anything to Oz. I mean, she could have sent him to Arkham. She could have sent him to somewhere to help that little man out. But anyway, Sophia's confronting Francis and like, you could have ended this. You could have stopped this. And the whole time, Ma, what are you doing? Ma, what are you doing? You're just, you psycho. Yelling at Sophia. And Sophia's just, she's relishing in this moment. So as, we have the whole scene going down, she just wants the truth. You can end this. We can figure this out. I'm pretty sure she wasn't going to let them go, but she's like, we can figure this out. We can go the easier route if you just tell the truth. And she walks up to Francis and she spits in her face. And all right, you want to spit in my face? Okay. Julian, puppy, dog, submissive little simp, cut her finger off and screaming, just tell the truth, tell her. And Oz is just continuously, the man cannot admit to his mom what he did. Keep in mind, man, this is a killer. But he knows what that would do to his mom if he said it. Even and in this moment, she says, "This, you spineless little prick, I already know." And the look on his face when she said that. What do you mean you know, Ma? What do you know? It's the disease talking, Ma. This scene here, man, is what I call acting. All caps. This scene was so good. I think it's the best of the episode. Some great moments of this episode. But I think this is the best scene in this entire episode. She they let her loose. She walks up to Oz and tells him, "You're a waste of space. You're a disappointment. I hate you. And I should have had Rex, your hero, by the way. I should have had him kill you all those years ago." It's putting our emotions aside for Oz for a second, as far as him being a piece of, you know what, just trying to, I don't want to say sympathize, but just trying to place ourselves in the character's shoes and how it's written. Your mom, who you have killed for, lied for, cheated, did every dirty thing in the book as far as to get your way, to make sure that you get the goal done, you get the promise you made her all those years ago fulfilled. She looks at you in the face and calls you all these things, and it's heartbreaking. Again, removing the emotions for what he did to Vic and all the stuff that he's done throughout the season, but just putting yourself in the character's shoes. It's a heartbreaking moment. And honestly, I think this is the moment where he realized, I can't trust anyone ever again, even my own mom, because we see her eventually grab a bottle and stab her son in the stomach. And I love this little detail here. We see little Oz. And I think the significance of seeing this version of Oz, it's a mother seeing the innocence, like the there is an innocence that she sees in him that you always, as a mother, right? I'm not a mother, obviously, but I would imagine mothers always want to see their kids. They always see their no matter how old they are, they see them as kids. They see them as that little boy, little girl, with the innocence in their eyes. And I love that little detail that she sees that. And then also love the detail of the haunting of the brothers, right? Benny and Jack. It breaks her. It breaks her. The confrontation, the truth being revealed broke her. She falls, she faints, hits her head. We later find out she had a stroke. Oz goes Hulk style, becomes John Wick, and they escape. Which, by the way, Sophia, this scene and the scene later, what's the point of having goons on the payroll if you only got like 2 or 3 goons available? Why didn't she bring the cavalry? I'm not saying she had to bring every Gigante with her, but 2 or 3 guys don't get the job done. And granted, some of those guys died in an explosion last week. Maybe not all the Falcons want to be Gigante, so I understand the bench is limited, but yeah. Anyway, what a scene! What a scene! The truths were revealed, and sometimes, like they say, you can't handle the truth, even if she knew the truth. But when she said it out loud and said it in front of Oz, and then to get the reaction from Oz to not admit to it, ultimately broke her mentally and physically. And a great job by the actress too, by the way, as well as everyone in that scene was great, except for Julian. He's such a little prick, such a little cuck, man. He's just. We'll talk about Julian later, but great scene nonetheless, man. Great scene. But let's see what you guys are talking about before we move on. What's going on, Tony? I missed the live streams. Me too, Tony. I'm glad that you're joining us tonight, man. And depending on how things work out, maybe we can do some more in the future, man. Do some more live streams. I love talking to y'all live. Yeah, the scene was great, man. What about the mayor cameo? Oh, Bella. Yeah, we'll talk about Bella a little bit later. Someone says still process finale. My mind and body is still in the first 30. Yeah, man, it's one of those episodes for sure. Batman finally woke up. We'll talk about that, Joe. Yeah, my man's been napping, or he's been in Bloodhaven, clapping cheeks with Wonder Woman with Catwoman. He's been busy. But yeah, she stabbed him. Yeah, it was pretty crazy, man. Great scene. Okay, from there, they escape, takes her to the hospital, calls Vic, stitches himself up. And I honestly think this is the lowest point that Oz has been, at least in the show. I wouldn't say his life. We don't know his entire life, but I would imagine it's pretty low. And it might be the lowest point of his life because his mom is in limbo, essentially. He's at a low point. And again, take notes at home. Who lifts him up? Vic. Yet again. Episode 1. He's caught. who drives the car into the Falcone's house and with Al's body in the trunk. Vic. He's always been there to save Oz over and over and over again. And again, at the lowest point of what I would consider to be his life, Vic picks him up. He gives him a little motivational speech. He's like, forget about the bliss, forget about all this stuff. You gave people hope. You gave people, the integrity of Crown Point. You gave them jobs. You gave them food to provide their families. You gave them electricity. Be you, Oz. Get up, wipe yourself off, and let's get it done. R.I.P. Vic, man. He's a real one, dog. He's a real one. But anyway, they set the plan in motion. From there, we get to go back to Sophia. She talks to the gangs, who, by the way, ain't no loyalty in Gotham. These people bandwagon switching every other Tuesday. They're working with Oz. Now they're working with Sophia. She calls him over and says, listen, man, all this is yours. All you got to do is give me Oz. And, Link's like, I don't believe you. Why would you do that? Because I can. And she wants to get out of Gotham. I truly do think that she would have gave Mr. Zhao all of it, the kingdom, because she wants to get away with it. She wants to wipe her hands clean with this whole situation. But she has to get rid of Oz first. So from there, Oz sets up a meeting. Vic calls Link, or Link calls him. And initially, this is where my mind was at when I first saw this episode. When Vic picked up the phone, it was Link. Obviously, we know the scene before was a whole bounty situation. So I'm like, damn, he about to meet them. And he's going to do whatever, take Oz. And I thought Oz was going to look at that as like a sign of betrayal from Vic. Like, oh, Vic was setting me up. He got them involved. But obviously that wasn't the case. But that's what I thought the show was headed. But from there, he sets up the meeting with Sebastian Haney, who I love the long game. We saw him. We met him in episode. We didn't meet him in episode 1, but his name was dropped in episode 1 a couple times. Because if you guys remember, when Oz got the photo from Carmine's safe, it had a picture of him. And then later in that episode, they had said, he wrote a note to Haney. And then obviously we saw Haney a couple episodes ago. He made him turn the lights on. So I love the long game with Sebastian Haney. So the councilman, he's talking to him. And I made a joke in one of my reviews. I think it was last week's review about Oz being a metahuman and his superpowers being luck. After, Salvatore Maroni had his heart attack and obviously all the other stuff he's been able to get his way out of, he's a superpower. He's Domino. He's a Domino of the DC universe. And Domino, if you guys remember, she's an X-Men character. She was in Deadpool 2, played by Zazie Beetz. Her superpower is, she has other powers, but one of her biggest things is she's luck. She has luck is on her side. But anyway, I joked and said that Oz has the best luck in the world, but on a serious note, his superpower is his way of words. As I talked about earlier, when he was a little kid, he was able to talk his way out of his mom almost having him killed by his hero Rex. But then in this scene, he's selling, and this is the thing, he knows when people are at a point of they feel powerless, and he knows how to give them power. Literally, we saw that in Crown Point, and then figuratively, we see that in this scene. He knows that Councilman Haney is a liar, is a cheater. He thrives for power, and he just served him a platter of power. Sophia did the explosion. Sophia killed Salvatore Maroni's wife and child because he says that Salvatore was the one that set up the Bliss operation, and that Salvatore was the one that killed Al. That's obviously going back to the beginning of the season when he had the conversation with Al, or Salvatore Maroni. And the city needs someone to blame, but the city needs someone to cheer for. And it's him. This little dirty councilman. It's him, man. He sees it. He knows how to sell people. He knows how to pick them apart. He knows their desires. He knows their wants, and he delivers it to them. And he cuts them a deal. He's like, listen, I'll give you that career opportunity, boost yourself up, maybe become, in a couple years, whenever Mayor Bella Rail is out of office, silver platter. So he says, only thing I need from you, my man, let me bump elbows with the rich and famous. Let me bump elbows with Bella. Let me bump elbows with the governments, the higher officials in Gotham. It's a long game. get the cops in my pocket, the police force, get the gangs, right? And we see that later in the episode. Get them in my pocket, get their loyalty. Crown Point, get their loyalty, have a community backing you, and the government. He's working in all ways, man, to become the kingpin of Gotham. And I will make a further video to kind of elaborate on it further. But you better believe this is setting up the seed for the Batman Part 2. This is 100%. I'm not saying it's the main plot, but it will be a plot. Because in the same scene, he mentions that Bella Rell is setting up, a plan to eradicate, the corruption in Gotham on all levels. And, he's going to subpoena, he tells him the whole plan. But when you get enough corruption on your side with Oz and now, the shining knight of Gotham with Sebastian Haney, there's going to be an imbalance, right? And there's a character that I'm thinking of, man, who's a lawyer, who has government aspirations, politician of sorts, and he has two faces, and he goes by the name of Harvey Dent. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the route that they're going for Batman 2, kind of setting up that the whole political corruption within Gotham, and Harvey Dent trying to clean up the streets with Bella. I would love that. And I have another Harvey Dent thing that we'll talk about a little later that I talked about in the watch party, but I think they're definitely setting that up for Batman 2. And more of the corruption, man, from the top, working his way down. But I love that. I love that scene with that conversation. And also shout out to the consistency, right? The connecting the tissues. We got Bella Rell, who we all know is the mayor of Gotham. She won the election in the movie. And I love the continuity. You see her arms in a sling. We remember she got shot by one of Riddler's goons. And here she is. I love this world they're building, man. I love it. I would have loved to have seen like a, my man, Jeffrey Wright, Commissioner Gordon. Well, not Commissioner yet, but Gordon. I would have loved to have seen maybe a cameo for him. But nonetheless, I love seeing that because, again, it's setting up. I think this will be not the A plot, but a B plot or C plot, the corruption in Gotham through the government officials, and Oz, again, working his way in there. And, yeah, man, I love it. I love this world. I love this world that they're building. It's coming together, man. It's coming together quite nicely. Let's see. Great Penguin. Listen, Oscar. Listen, kid. They say I'm, I can do good impressions. I'm all right. I'm okay. I do okay. That was terrible. Anyway, thank you, Oscar. I just finished it with a show. Yeah, man. What a show. What a show. The Penguin, the Rizzler. I knew Vic was going to die, but I didn't want. Yeah, man. We'll talk about that in a second, Chris. Thank you, by the way, for the comment. Man, what a series that was. Yeah, it was, David. Yeah, it was, man. Hey, Ellie, do you think we're going to get the main villain? Oh, who do I think is the main villain? Listen, Joel. I made a couple videos about this because I started like a DC channel, or not a channel, but a DC video once every week. It hasn't been any big news in DC, so I haven't made a video in a couple weeks, but I did make a video about it. It's the wintry time in Gotham, and I think a good villain for a wintry season would be Victor, another character by the name of Victor Freeze. Mr. Freeze. I think he would be a great villain in this world, and to tie Nora in with his wife and their illness, and again, planning the corruption of Gotham. He's trying to get his wife, help her with her disease, and then again, he can't afford health care and this, that, and the third. And if you're familiar with Victor Freeze, he does a lot of effed up things in order to save his wife's life. And I think that could play, again, the whole corruption and not to be able to afford health care and all the stuff going on with the floods and the explosion. In Crown Point, it's a lot of madness going on in Gotham. So I think he would be a good villain. I talked about Harvey Dent. potentially being in the mix. It doesn't have to go full Two-Face. I think that could be a series. You introduce Harvey Dent in the movie and then have a Harvey Dent show and have that transformation from Harvey Dent, or not transformation, but have the duality between Harvey and Two-Face. And then I think they're going to definitely go back to the illusions of the Court of Owls. I think that's definitely, the Court of Owls will have their presence more in the second one than it was in the first one. There were definitely a lot of Easter eggs from the Court of Owls in the first Batman. But yeah, to answer your question, I think Mr. Freeze is definitely up there. If not Mr. Freeze, I think Hush is going to be potentially on the table too, because going back to the first Batman, there are so many Hush allusions. Elliot Hush, that whole sequence when Bruce learned about what Thomas Wayne did and all that stuff. So it's a lot. I know it's a lot. I mentioned like 4 or 5 villains, but think about the first Batman. We got the Penguin, we got Catwoman, anti-hero. We got the Joker had a brief moment. Obviously, the number one villain was the Riddler, and then Corruption as a villain. So I mean, they've done 4 or 5 villains in the first one, so I think they can do it again. But I think, like I said, if I were a betting man, Mr. Freeze, Hush, and Two-Face being some big players in the Batman 2. So yeah, Batman 2 is going to be. Not a lot detected. You might be onto something, Joe. I love the first Batman. I rewatched it a couple before the Penguin drop, just to kind of get in that mood. And it's a pretty awesome movie. Like, it's a damn near perfect Batman movie in my eyes. And I think the way Matt Reeves has thought about this world, has set up the seeds. I mean, they literally just had a TV show with the side character that was one of the best shows of the year, if not the best. Matt Reeves is cooking with all the grease. And I think the Batman 2, as you said in your comment, I'm right there with you, bro. But we'll see. 2026 can't get here soon enough. But yeah. And like I said, I'm gonna probably make another video later this week to elaborate on that very question: villains, Batman 2, so on and so forth. But Matt Reeves is cooking, man. But speaking of cooking, Sophia's cooking up all her father's legacy, burning it all away. Get rid of it. Everything. Love the scene. And we did the watch party earlier. I can't remember who brought the comment, but the Nirvana song. Matt Reeves loves him some Nirvana. But yeah, man, she's getting rid of everything, burning down the legacy of the Falcone family, literally. And she has one thing left, one task left, and that's to get rid of the man who's ruined her life. And that's Oz. She goes to the airport. Mr. Zhao, talking this stuff. I wonder if you're going to drop him off over the water and see if the penguin can fly. Pow, 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 pow. Once again, Oz uses his superpower. He was able to talk all the number 2s into getting their bosses out of the way. Because, again, they wanted power. And what did Oz give them? The power. Just take out your boss. Take it over. Step into their position. You can do it. You deserve it. You're overlooked. You're taken advantage of. You got to step in and take over. They don't appreciate you. But yeah, they set him up. And again, if there's one thing that Sophia did not do good in this episode, and that was, where are your people? You going to all these gang meetings, all these meetings with people you don't know, and you got 2 or 3 people that can't shoot and are not good goons. But anyway, they take her. I love the line. You want to go for the driving line? Obviously, he was her driver for all those years. So they were driving the car, and again, he tells her how he was able to get Link to betray her because, again, he gave him power, got rid of the triads. And again, just think about that. That's more of the power vacuum. The triads are now off the table, and all those different gangs are now ran by different people, and they all now are kind of looking at Oz as the guy. So the power vacuum, again, in Gotham is just out of control. I mean, to go back to that question, there's so many other gangs in Gotham and mobsters, Black Mask, Rupert Thorne. I mean, there's so many different factions in Gotham that are. This is only the tip of the iceberg. But yeah, takes her to the destination, which I don't know the significance of that. I was trying to remember if like this location has any significance. I can't remember why he took her to the bridge and where the water was. I would imagine. I mean, he took her there. I don't think it has any sentimental value. I'm thinking about it now. He probably took her there because it's an open field, and obviously we know the police with the helicopter. It's like easy. She can't run anywhere because there's this water, and the cops are there. So I guess it's just a strategy as far as she won't be able to get away. But speaking of not getting away, this is why I love Sophia. This is why I love the show, by the way. Also, listen, man, she didn't bat a goddamn eye. This man, gun to her head. First off, she's talking smack, saying, "Oh, is your mom? Did she tell you love you? Oh, your mom knew who you were. You were talking smack. She about to die. She's still talking smack." I tells her, "You going to hell? You going to hell, sweetheart? There's no redemption for you. You're going straight to hell." And she's like, "I'll save you a seat," or whatever she says. So bad, so badass. And she's ready to die, man. Smiling, looking out in the water, taking her last breath. And I didn't see this coming. She didn't see this coming. It goes back to the deal he set up with Haney. Get Sophia, blame it all on her. You got the hangman. You got someone to blame, and it's Sophia. And as a Sophia Gigante stan, it's a pretty crazy arc to see. Because think about this. She had an out. When she got out of Arkham, she didn't have to go back to the Falcone Empire. She could have went to Italy, Rome, traveled the world, right? But what fed her back is the revenge, the anger, to get back at her dad, to get back at everyone that betrayed her and her family, and obviously get back at Oz. That was her driving force throughout the season. And as she got closer and closer to that goal, she became less and less of herself, right? I'm rehabilitated. Nah. But she reeled it in. When she had the scene with Gia last week, she saw who she was becoming was her dad. And she did everything she did different was the opposite of what Oz would have did, was the opposite of what Carmine would have did. And what did it end her? In Arkham. And you know why it ended her in Arkham? She's not a killer. She is a killer. She's a bad guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm a team Gigante, but she's not good. She literally killed a kid in episode 1 for, when she was looking for her brother, and she popped the kid in the head. And I'm sure she's done other things. She killed Magpie. Magpie didn't do anything to her. She was trying to be friends with her. She killed her. She bashed her face in Arkham. She's technically a killer, but she's not. She doesn't have killer instincts, right? She doesn't have that dog in her to just recklessly, continuously have a blood trail. And it led her into going back to hell, or at least her hell, which is in this case Arkham. Before we move on, we got 42 people in the chat. Thank you all for joining me. You could be anywhere in the world right now. It's 10:14 where I'm at. It could be 11:14, 12:14, 1:14 where you're at, but you're here with me, and I appreciate y'all. So if you're enjoying the content, having a good time like I am, hit that thumbs up, man. It's free. Don't cost you nothing. You can do it on your phone, do it on television, do it on your computer. Hit that like button. Share the video, man. If you know anyone else that loves this show, share it. I would love to have more people discussing this awesome show with you awesome people. And if you're new to the channel, howdy. Consider subscribing, man. Like daily content. DC, Marvel, big movies, small movies, and everything in between. Got a lot of fun stuff over here, so consider subscribing. But back into the TV show. Look, Ma, I did it. Ma. I fed him all this, Ma. I did this. This is me, Ma. Mama's gone, Oz. Mama ain't there no more, bro. Mama is too far gone, Oz. They got the hangman, they caught her, You see my boy Mackenzie right there. I was I was thinking when I first saw that, I'm gonna bring the screenshot. Look behind McKinney's shoulder. I was like, is that Jeffrey Wright? Is that Gordon? Is that Jim Gordon? It's not, but where's Jim? Where is Jim? Is he on vacation with Batman? They're just like, man, we just saved the Gotham. We just saved them from a flood. We need to go to Bloodhaven. We need to go to Metropolis. We're just not all this crime. Yeah, he puts on the television. His mom is not responding. The nurse comes in and confirms she had a stroke. She's never going to be the same. And this broke eyes, man. This is yet another example of like the person I loved betrayed me, and now they're never going to be the same. And someone, I think it was Lisa, and I confirm and I agree with her. The last words that he heard from his mom: "You're a disappointment. You're a waste of space. I hate you, and I should have had Rex kill you." That's the last thing that he heard from his mom. Again, putting our hatred aside and just putting yourself in the character's shoes for a second. All these years, all these bodies, all these lies, all the things that he's done is because of his ma. And he can't get the moment to show her that he's the goddamn man. He's the king of Gotham. But I think of little Gamora in Avengers Infinity War. What did it cost you? Everything. Right? But let me know in the comments, man. Again, putting aside what Oz does in the next scene and putting aside all the despicable stuff he's done in the show, anybody feel bad for him in this moment? Let me know. Just think about this. When you see Oz, think of this guy. Think of this guy. Look at that kid. Let me know how y'all feel about him. You feel bad for Oz? Do you feel bad for Frank? I don't think Frances was a bad person. I think she was in a pretty tough situation she found herself in. But yeah, man. But now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most tragic deaths on TV that I've seen in quite a while. I mean, it's up there with like Ned Stark, with Glenn from The Walking Dead. It's up there, man. This is a list. I can't think of them off the top, but those are two that stuck with me for a while, and this will stick with me for a while. And that's the death of Vic. Hey, look, Vic. Hey, kid. I would have made it this far without you. I'm really thankful for you, Vic. Thank you, Oz. Thank you for taking a chance on me, for not killing me episode 1. Helping me out, putting some money in my pocket, putting the roof over my head, giving me some confidence. Becoming family. Oh, Vic, that means a lot to me, kid. Again, I would have made it without you, Vic, But I'm not one for I don't know what he said, karma or something. I'm not one for, whatever. But you can't come with me this time, kid. Nah. Thing about family, Vic, is it makes you weak. And I can't have that. The choke someone is one of the most personal things you can do to someone. Death is death. I mean, any murder is terrible, but to choke someone to death is a pretty personal thing, pretty intimate thing, pretty brutal thing, because you're literally choking the life out of them. Hangman, he did the Hangman style. He choked him. Hangman was a strangler. He choke Vic to death. And the thing I think that I think we all knew. Episode 1, I think we all knew this kid's not gonna make it. He's not made for this world. He's too good. He's got too much. You're a good kid, Vic. You got a good heart. And that good heart put him 6 feet under. But the thing that got me in the scene is it's the cry, right? It's like like dad. He might as well say dad or brother. You know, I mean, he killed his own brothers. He kills his family. Technically, his mom's not dead, but she's pretty much brain dead, right? He killed his mom, killed his brothers, killed any family member that was close to him, and Vic is no exception. Oz, what do you, Oz, no, please. And he's like, kid, it ain't for nothing, kid. Man. And then he took his freaking money out of his pocket. And then he took his ID, and it goes back to episode 1 when he looked at his ID. Like, that's a great callback to episode 1, right? Like, who is this kid? Victor Avila. Throws his ID in the water. And to me, that symbolized so much in that moment, right? It's like, number one, he's going to be a John Doe. Like, he's not going to have identity. I mean, he didn't cut off his finger. I watched too many true crimes. Like, his ID, you could still identify him, but freaking Gotham. Ain't no one doing the work to see who's his dead body. He's going to be a John Doe. He's going to be a nobody. He has no family, no kin, just another dead body in Gotham. Throws his ID in the water. And I think for me, I'm probably looking too much into it, but I think about Vic's family, right? His family died in the water in the floods of Gotham. And then I think it symbolizes when he throws his ID in the water, it's almost like he's with his family now. Rest in peace to Vic, man. He's a real one. All season long. He's come a long way, man. And to be there every step of the way. Even in this episode. Where's Oz? Is he okay? Are you alive? Talking him up in the little closet area. Telling them, he's his family. And he killed him, man. Rest in peace to a real one. Victor Avila. A good kid with a good heart. Rest in peace, Vic. Rest in peace. Wrapping up the episode, man. So, y'all know how I feel about Sophia Gigante all day, every day. She's in Arkham. She's in hell. She's pretty much not brain dead like Francis, but she's just dead inside. She's a shell of herself. She's in Arkham. Julian, again, little cuck, he got his job back. Y'all remember he said he quit Arkham, but now he's sure you can work here again. We got all these psychos in here. We can take all the help we can get. He got his job back. He's telling her, "Oh, you got all these letters, people's fan mail. People want to marry you. Probably got a letter in the mail from me." Anyway, the letter in the mail, and but this one's special. This is from a woman who claims to be your half sister by the name of Selena Kyle. And then they have, I'm a scorehead. I love a good score. I thought Michael Giacchino's score, excellent. I love Catwoman's score because it's so, when you think about the film Batman, but very much noir, right? Detective noir style. And if you've seen a lot of noir detective stories, whenever the dame, the female, the widow, whatever the case may be, they're always like seductive and they're mysterious. And they that score for Selena was so great. They have the score in the scene, and then we see her reading the letter from her half sister. My question to y'all is, what did that letter say to make her, to bring a smile back on her face, to give her a little hope, give her a little life? What did that letter say? This is where my head's at. Was it last episode or the episode before? Sophia met Eve. They had a connection. She told her where Oz can be found, but Eve found out that she isn't the hangman. She wasn't the one that killed all of Eve's friends and sisters of the streets. We know Eve probably knows Selena. I don't know how close they are, but I'm pretty sure they've crossed paths. I wouldn't be surprised if Eve still homies with Selena, who's in Bloodhaven. Hey, I know you want some closure on what happened to your friends. I can't remember. I can't remember her friend's name and the Batman who Falcone strangled and killed. But this is who the Hangman really is. It's your dad. Which, I mean, she kind of knew that in the Batman, but like to get a full explanation and some closure, it wasn't Sophia. And of course, at that point, she probably hated Sophia, but now she's like, well, she's my blood, she's my sister, half sister. I need to get her out of Arkham because I hate her. I hate our dad just as much as you do, and we got some things in common. We can wreck shop. If they announce a Sophia Gigante and Selena Kyle series next week, tomorrow, next hour, I would be the happiest man on earth because I would love that combo. It would never happen. I'm gonna never say never, but anyway, this sets up the Batman 2 to me. And I talked about Harvey Dent earlier. This is another Harvey Dent way to get him in. He's a lawyer, Maybe Selena gives Harvey Dent a call. Harvey, I have a half sister. You're very, her. She's the Hangman. Called the Hangman. Sophia Falcone. Sophia Gigante. She is in Arkham without reason, right? Obviously, she did the explosion. Yes, it was very tragic. She did do that, right? But she's not the Hangman. She didn't do most of the stuff that I said to Sebastian. Does she have a case? Does Harvey Dent have a case to get Sophia, at least on parole? And then from there, we can wreck shop. I mean, hell, we saw Salvatore Maroni break out of Blackgate like it was nothing, right? Got stabbed in the stomach. 60-year-old man swimming in the waters of Gotham. They can make it happen. But also, I want y'all to remember, I make fun of Julian. He is a cuck. He's a simp. He's working in Arkham. Ain't no way the switch is off. He still is in love with Sophia. He still is obsessed with her. He can probably get her out of Arkham, whether it's the right way or the wrong way, by breaking her out. There's some Julian, Sophia, Selena. They can figure it out. I would love to see Cristin Milioti in the Batman too. She doesn't have to be, a big character, but I would just love to see the character on the screen. And it can lead to, again, the corruption of Gotham. And somehow, some way, Julian tries to get Sophia out and he lets out all their other, inmates, both male and female. Joker, Riddler. And we can imagine some other characters are in Arkham. There was a rumor. There was an Arkham series that was supposed to be in the works. It was that and GCPD, and they shelved it. But I think Matt Reeves says there's maybe a chance they can bring those shows back. I mean, that's your Arkham series right there. Sophia's in Arkham. Selena gets in the mix. Julian's in the mix. Riddler's in the mix. Batman, doing his thing, and all these inmates are out. So I don't know, man. I think it's a cool way to go. But before we wrap this up, man, let me see what you guys are talking about. Let's see. Let's talk about the death. He did, Oscar. Got a good heart, kid. Got a good heart. Everything in the show is 10 across the board. I agree. Next episode was better than the last. That's for sure. This episode was crazy. Bravo finale. Jim Gordon, he did. I mean, that's the probably. Oz is fully delusional. He's gone. Yeah. Mice and Men. Omar. Oh, you talking about the deaths? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some tragic deaths. Once he thanked him. Yeah, once he thanked him, and once he put that hand on his shoulder, I said, he's a gun. He's a gunner. What about Sparky? R.I.P. Sparky. They made me forget the Penguin was insane for yeah. I was really thought he was going to shoot him, but kill him. Yeah, when you, like I said, it's so personal. Choking someone, I've never done it. I hope to never experience that, but choking someone it's pretty messed up, man. Strangling them, I should say. But what y'all think about my yes, please hit the thumbs up. Thank you. What y'all think about my Catwoman theory? Y'all think there's some sauce in that bottle? Am I cooking with something? I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna put that in that video too. I don't know where I'm gonna make it, but I want to make a video kind of elaborating on these ideas about how this episode sets up the Batman 2 and whatnot. So that's one of them. You heard it here first. Let's wrap this thing up, man. So we end the episode with Oz fulfilling his whoa. Let me slow down. Let me slow the freak down. There's a lot of shows, and I won't say who, Marvel, MCU, excuse me, that every finale of Marvel, there's a suit up, right? There's the hero with the suit. They get their classic suit, Shout out to Agatha. Started off a little, I wasn't all in it, but it got better as it went on. Wiccan gets his suit. Scarlet Witch got her suit. Sam got his suit, and Falcon Winter Soldier. Go on and on and on. Hawkeye, Moon Knight. Everyone gets their suit, and it's for the most part pretty anticlimactic for me. But we're talking about DC. In the comic book accuracy with Oz, because it makes sense. It's not just a random suit up. It's been building to this, and it builds in this episode. Sebastian Haney said, if you want to get with the big folks, you want to bump elbows with the rich folks, you got to look good. You got to be clean, which is, I talk about this in my breakdown. Reasons why Oz killed Vic. This is one of them. You got a clean slate. And Vic, unfortunately, was someone that knew about all this stuff. Got rid of him. Clean slate. And a new look. The classic look. The top hat, the cane, the suit. That's what I call a good suit up for a comic book character. Pretty cool. He kept his promise to his mom under different circumstances, I would imagine, that she would want. But, she does have her, her penthouse to look over the city. But she can't take it all in because she's not physically able to. But how sick is this? What a little weirdo, man. He has Eve with the same dress that his mom wore on the night that she took him to the jazz club. Same hairstyle. And he's doing that because he's replaying the night that he told his mom that he was going to do all this. And then he has her saying the lines as if it was that scene when he was a kid. Tell me you're happy for me, Ma. You're not disappointed about me, Ma. I did it, Ma. I did it. That's the girl you're sleeping with, bro. What the freak is wrong with you, dude? That's nasty. She tells us, you did it, Oz. Ain't no one gonna stop you now. Ain't no one gonna stop you now, bro. That's what she said. Let me see if I can load this up right quick. I'm gonna put a little something. So she says, no one's gonna stop you, right? And he's feeling good about himself. He has the power of Gotham. He's the kingpin of Gotham. He's got to the point now where, he's the man. He is the man. I'm gonna see if I can put let me see if I can add this. He's the man of Gotham. Can I add this video? Let me see. Anyway, we pan out. And where is it? We pan out. Let me see if it'll let me add it. And this file is too big. Anyway, we pan out. Oh, I got myself. I joined the stream. My bad. I'm trying to add a photo. We pan out, ladies and gentlemen. And it's the bat signal. I was in the camp. I'm not going to lie. What a freak is Batman, man. All these dead bodies, all these dead Falcons and Maronis and people dying in the streets of Crown Point with explosions. Where are you, Batman? Did you not remember your last words in Batman? That you're going to be this light, this beacon of hope for Gotham? You're going to remove the vengeance mantra and be the hero that Gotham be? What a freak are you, Batman? I'll tell you where he's been. He's been in Bloodhaven smacking cheeks with Selena. That's where he's been at. Him and, they took a vacation. You know what? We saw the Batman. They went two separate ways. Now, Batman said, let me bust that U-turn. Let me go ahead and chase that cat. So he's been on vacation. And all of us, including me, was wondering where he's been at, and he's here. Signal in the sky. My goodness. That is a way that sets up the Batman 2. The power dynamics have shifted since the last time we saw Batman. And there's a new king of Gotham, and he goes by the name of Oz Cobb, aka the Penguin. I don't want to speak hyperbole, but this was one of the best finales I've seen in a very long time. I don't want to speak hyperbole, but this is one of the best comic book shows I've seen of all time. I don't want to speak hyperbole, but the next time we see the Penguin in the Batman film, it's going to feel different. That's the signs of a good show. You know, again, I love Marvel. Don't get me wrong. But I think about the transition. And of course, we haven't seen Oz in the Batman 2 yet, but I'm just using the MCU as an example. So far, the crossover between the MCU Disney shows into the live action movies have been WandaVision. We got Monica Rambeau, who was in the Marvels. We've gotten, obviously Wanda. She was in the movies, but she popped up in Doctor Strange too. Who else? Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. She was in the Marvels. And obviously we'll see Sam again as in Captain America, and we'll see, we'll probably see other characters. Loki, Hawkeye. We saw Hawkeye. Yep, we saw Kate Bishop in the post-credit scene. So the pop is what I'm referring to. Like when we saw them again in the movies, the pop wasn't there for me. Like we spent 8 hours, 10 hours with the characters. It's like, oh, there they are again. That's cool. But I just feel like the next time we see Oz, that journey that we just went on for 8 weeks, when we see him again, it's gonna feel special. He's a terrible, despicable. I'm just talking about just like the build up to seeing them and all the stuff that we just went through. And when we see him again, and it's gonna hit different, bro, in a good way. It's gonna have a pop. It's gonna have a pop when we see Oz again in the Batman 2. Like fully being the Penguin, right? With the hat, Kane, and all that stuff, man. This is a great show. It's a great show. Shout out to the writers, directors, producers, showrunner, everyone attached to it. Matt Reeves, Colin Farrell, Cristin Milioti, everyone. Vic, RIP. Francis, RIP as well in a sense. It's just a great show, top to bottom. Like there's not a bad episode to me in this season. There's not like what was that? Like what was? Not once, man. Not once. It got better and better. Episode 4 is still my favorite. The flashback episode with Sophia. Yeah, man. They're cooking. And if you know something, if you don't know this about me, I'm a DC fan. Have been my whole life. Love DC. It's been rough to be a DC fan for my whole life. For some things, comics are always hidden. Animated is hidden. Both shows. Animated movies and shows. But the movies, hit or miss, right? The DCEU was a thing for the last decade that's been up and down. I think for the first time ever, DC has the opportunity to be better than Marvel. MCU, Marvel Studios. Because they're coming at Marvel from both sides, right? We don't just have the DCU that James Gunn is building with Superman, Brave and the Bold, the Lanterns. Can't wait for that show. Supergirl, can't wait for that movie. The Authority, Creature Commandos next month. We got all that stuff cooking. It's coming. It's coming fast. But we also got this other universe, Elseworld. We're not talking about the Joker tonight. Joker for all I do was trash. But we got Matt Reeves. What does he call it? The Batman crime saga universe. DCU, which is, obviously it's all under umbrella. But we're coming. We're coming to the top, man. So the question I have for y'all before we wrap up. What next? We got the Batman 2 scheduled for October of 2026. That's 2 years. A little under 2 years, but 2 years. Will there be anything between now and then? right? Because we got the Batman in 2022 in March. We got the Penguin in September in 2024. So 2 years. So you would just imagine they'll just jump right into the movie. Is a 2-year gap too long, right? Because we got the 2-year. I mean, what do y'all think? Do we get another show between now and then? Do you want another show? James Gunn debunked the whole Joker show. We're going to be focusing on the DCU until then. Creature Commandos next month, Superman in July, Peacemaker next year, then 2026 before the Batman, Supergirl, Green Lantern, and then the Batman. So I mean, there's enough food to be. We're gonna be eating good for the next 2 years. But I'm just referring to the Batman universe. Is there anything that's going to be on the small screen before that? I don't think there will be, and I'm okay with that. Let us take this masterpiece of a show in, just like we did with the Batman. Give it 2 years. Let it settle. And Batman Part 2, as my boy Joel said earlier, with a show like this and a first film like we got 2 years ago, we're in for some good stuff with the DCU. But that is going to be the end of my breakdown. Let me see what y'all are talking about, and we'll call it a night. Again, thank you, 50 of y'all watching the stream. Hope you're having a good time. Hope you're hitting the thumbs up. I can't see the thumbs up count on my end, but I hope you're hitting the thumbs up. Hope you're sharing this and subscribing to the channel, man. I would appreciate it. But let's see. Where did we leave off at? Yeah, I mean, it would be tough to kind of, to get her out the legal route. But, Gotham is Gotham. This has been crazier things. I mean, she got out of Gotham she got out of Arkham in the first place. And she wasn't even proven innocent to be the hangman when she got out. So, I mean, she got out once, but she needs a good lawyer. And I'm not talking about Matt Murdock. I'm talking about Harvey Dent. Yeah, just great performances across the board. Yeah, man. Best limited series to paint. The best limited series. Oof. I think When They See Us might have something to say about that. I think Watchmen might have something to say about that. Mayor of Easttown might have something to say about that. But it's in the conversation for sure. This will win. Oh yeah, it better. Catwoman spinoff. I'm here for it. Sophia and Selena fighting crime, doing crime. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I thought he was too. But I don't think he knew that she told Sophia where he was. Because how else would he? I mean, she didn't. Yeah, but I thought he was going to get her because she's the only one that would have probably known, right? Other than Vic. But yeah. Gordon finally, yeah. Like I said, they were on vacation. They finally back. Yeah, he was mad. Yeah, he was. Man, Batman was getting it in Bloodhaven. Like I said, we saw in the movie. This is the director's cut I'm talking about. In the movie, we saw them go 2 separate directions, but in the director's cut, that man busted that U-turn and said, "Hey, got room for 2," and that's where he's been. That's where he's been. Yeah, man. Husband and I literally jumped on fist me. Yeah, listen. And I saw that, Chloe. I was pretty ecstatic because that was just like I was already on a high from all the emotional damage that we went through in the episode, and then to have that little, it's great. It's freaking great. Yeah, I agree with you. Originally the Batman, the Daredevil. Yeah, man, it was some good. Don't get me wrong, man. I don't think it's the best, but it's in the conversation. Like Daredevil season 1, 2, 3 are all great. I think season 2 is pretty phenomenal, especially the first 4 episodes before the Electra storyline got into the mix. But Daredevil was great. I talked about the Disney Plus shows. Loki season 1 and 2 is phenomenal. WandaVision is phenomenal. Agatha was solid. Marvel shows in general. I love Legion on FX. Those three seasons were great, phenomenal. I love that show. Noah Hawley. I never got into Heroes, but I know Heroes had its run in this time in the sun. I mentioned Watchmen earlier. Watchmen is fire. If you guys haven't watched Watchmen, Damian Lillinoff's show was so great. Shout out to Regina King and yeah. But some great comic book shows. But this is in the conversation. Adds so much depth to his character in the Batman movie. Yeah, like I said, when we see him again, it's gonna be like, what's up, Oz? I hate you, but what's up, bro? R.I.P. to Vic, but I hate you, but you're doing your thing. You're doing your thing, kid. Keep in mind the DC Elseworld series. This is Elseworld. Yeah. No, yep. They're probably gonna let James Gunn cook the Superman movie before we do anything else. Yeah. I mean, they're still doing a Green Lantern, Supergirl, Peacemaker. They coming, man. But oh yeah. I'm sorry. You were talking about for the limited series. Yes. Yeah. I was gonna say Shogun was probably in the contender, but it's now got a season 2. So I don't. Well, they already won awards, so I don't even think they can get. Yeah, they already got their awards this past season. But it's not a limited series. Yeah. I'm trying to think about a limited series this year. Yeah, you might be right, Tyrion. It's pretty clean shot to the throne. But great show. Shout out to the writers, the directors. Lauren LeBlanc, I think is her name, is the showrunner. Lauren, I'm gonna need you to cook something else up. Do another show, Lauren. Do the spinoff, Sophia and Selena. Do a freaking Condiment King bat, man bat series. Do whatever you want, Lauren. She did a great job. I'm not too familiar with her work. This is my first time watching one of her shows. She was great. Give her a movie, James. Let her do something in DCU and in the Elseworld. She was great. And everyone else, all the directors, the writers, the writing team, the actors, as we talked about. Great show. Great show, HBO. Did it again. It had done it again. But I'm going to wrap it up, man. And next week, there is another series that I will be covering, which is, I'm a Dune fan. So we got Dune Prophecy coming to HBO Max next week. So keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, this week, reviews probably for The Piano Lesson, which was a film that dropped over the weekend, but I saw it about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I'm going to probably get in the kitchen and cook something up with the whole how this show and the finale sets up the Batman 2. So that'll probably be sometime this week. And then, various other videos and shorts and what have you throughout the week. So subscribe, man. Subscribe. I would appreciate it. But again, for everyone that's been here throughout the night that was joining the watch party and then carried over to the live after show, and those that are popping in and out, I appreciate y'all. And man, bad. Yeah, that would be cool. But thank y'all, man. This was a lot of fun. Like I said, I haven't been on live for a minute, but we got to figure it out. I got to do more lives. I love interact. This is fun, man. Of course, interacting with y'all in the comments is one thing, but when you have like in real time, it's really cool. But thank y'all, man. Again, before we head out, leave your thoughts in the comments on the replay, and I'll see you guys next time. Y'all be safe. Have a great week. Peace.